Hey friends. Um, I had kind of a hard time figuring out how to start this video. I actually sat here just like holding the camera in front of my face and trying to like get my hair right, and my eyeballs kind of bugging me, so that was causing issues. And like I was trying to figure out where to sit, and I had to keep my phone plugged in because it's dying, and it took me so long that my camera actually kicked me out. So I figured, well, I'll just start it and do it. I wanted to kind of well, first I want to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's called Thriving Amidst the Chaos, and I wanted to touch on why I have decided to call it that. I was talking to Cameron not too long ago, and I was saying that I want to help people not just survive through their depression, anxiety, mental illness. I want them to be able to thrive within it, and to be better because of it, instead of just saying, well, I got through today, or I got through this situation, I made it through, whatever. I want people to use it as an opportunity to learn and grow from it. I used to be like I still have problems with crowds, with lots of people. I have issues with talking on the phone, but I don't let those things like dictate what I'm going to do throughout my day, throughout whatever I've got to do. A lot of times, if I know that I'm going to be around a lot of people, I have to kind of mentally make myself prepared for that circumstance. And a lot of times, what that entails is I think about who's going to be there and what they're going to ask me or what they're going to say to me, and I think about all these different things, and I think, well, if they're going to ask me this, how am I going to respond? And I could say this, and it's just, it ends up being kind of this crazy, mixed up hodgepodge, I guess, of possible scenarios that I'm going to go through, and very seldom do those things ever come to fruition. Like, I'm almost never encountered with something that I have conjured up in my mind. But that's still kind of one of my coping mechanisms, to getting through crowds. If I wind up somewhere that's got a lot of people and I'm not prepared, then it's a little bit tougher for me. It takes a lot longer for me to be able to feel comfortable and to not be overwhelmed by just the sheer volume of people that are there. So it's still something that I struggle with, and I'm still, perfecting my craft and whatever. But so when I mentioned thriving, it's kind of being able to not only sustain where you're at, but to grow and get better. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to live a good life and still be able to manage your mental health. For Okay, I'm trying to keep my thoughts in order so that I don't get off on too many tangents, and this is kind of the anxiety that lies within me. Is, I want to talk about this, and I want to talk about this, and I want to talk about this, and it kind of ends up not going in the direction that I want it to. But I'm trying very hard to listen to, promptings, and pay attention to what I'm kind of guided to where I need to speak. But really, it's, with thriving amidst the chaos, everybody's life is a little bit chaotic, a little bit where you have circumstances you can't control. For somebody who suffers from anxiety and depression, it sometimes feels like we have more than our fair share of chaos in our lives. And I think that, you can maybe understand where I'm coming from. What this means for those of you who, let's see, I'm trying to separate between those who suffer from it and those who live with those who suffer from it. If you understand that chaos is always going to be there, you have the opportunity to work within it. Understanding that it's going to be there, accepting it, and kind of moving through it. It's not a matter of moving past it. It's always going to be there. It's like, I thought of this analogy the other day where if you're walking through a jungle or something, I don't know, and there's quicksand, or let's just say a mud pit, and you get stuck in that mud pit, it's going to take some fight and some effort to get out of it. And hooray for you, you got out of it and you're on the other side of that mud pit. When you look behind you, it's not going to be gone. It's still going to be there, but you're going to know how to avoid it maybe next time, or help others who are, meandering through the same jungle, that you can, point out that this is a dangerous situation. And you can, help them either if they get stuck in the mud pit, also you can help them get out, or you can help them avoid it in general. So I know that might be a little bit of a tricky analogy, but that's just something that I've been kind of thinking about with as far as moving through it. It's not that it's gone, it's that you were able to manage it, deal with it, and get through it. So whenever you have a particular circumstance that you're struggling with trying to get through, and you get through it, don't be surprised if you come upon those circumstances or that situation again where you're like, well, but wait, I was able to get through this, and why am I feeling this way again? The adversary knows you better than you do. So he's, it's going to constantly be your battle against your demons, against your saner self, I guess. So that's where I thought of thriving amidst the chaos, where that really kind of personifies what I'm trying to get people on board with. We talk about wanting to expand the conversation about mental illness, and I think that's great. That's what we're trying to do here. But I think that people are kind of coming out of their shells a little bit more about saying, this is what actually happens to me. This is what goes on in my brain when I can't turn it off. And it just helps people just, like I said, maybe understand a little better. So anyway, subscribe to my channel on YouTube, Thriving Amidst the Chaos. And reach out to others, and hopefully we can, get through this together. Have a wonderful day.